Welcome back, everybody, to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Today, I'm going to show you something so stupendous and so amazing. You're not even going to believe it. It is the JamPlay lessons platform. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to go through it with you guys. Just kind of an overview because I've recorded this thing a couple of times now trying to do it for you guys. And every time I do, it goes at least 30 minutes. I'm trying to keep it below that. So I picked the main things. We're going to get into it here. If you're listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, please go to YouTube or Facebook or one of our video platforms and make sure you check the video version of this out because it's totally worth it on this one. So here we go. You're listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, changing rock history one podcast at a time. Hello, everybody. Lou Lombardi here, a.k.a. Ludini. Welcome back to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus, and today I have something really awesome for you. I am going to give you an overview of the JamPlay dashboard. We're going to hit the few basic points. They have a 4-phase lesson learning setup. They have an artist series. They have a lick and riff library. Then I'm going to get into some of the tools, the chord library, scale library, jam tracks, chord namer, and training games. It sounds like a lot, but I've been practicing this, and I think I can get through this for you guys in about 20 minutes. If you don't know, it's the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Our website's ludinirockandrollcircus.com, and today we are talking about JamPlay. So let's get into JamPlay. I'm going to pull that bad boy up right onto the screen right now, and here we go. Okay, as you can see, when you open up the JamPlay dashboard, the homepage, there is this welcome thing. It's a little welcome thing. That's real descriptive, Lou. Welcome message. It shows you what lessons you have done, how many you have completed, how far you've completed each one. So you can go back, you can gauge your progress, or sometimes you can just look at it and go like, oh, that's Steve Stevens thing. I want to get back to that. That was really cool. You know, I need to do that more. Or, oh, I was working on In My Dreams by Dawkins, and I gotta get back to that. I only got a little bit into that. So it's a good way to keep track immediately. You just open that dashboard if you see immediately where you are. So just a quick review. The tabs across the top is the home. Home is home. The next one is JamPlay, and this is where your progress report is. There's things like JamPlay points and badges. I'm not going to get into that today. Here you can also change your profile. That you could be very specific with your profile. You can share what kind of gear you have. It's a lot of fun. I'll do a video on that as well. The lessons tab, which we're going to be spending most of our time today. There is lives on this thing too. Right now, somebody is doing something live on here. Right now, you could click the live button, and 90% of the time there's a teacher on there doing lives, and sometimes it's just one or two people. It's easy to ask questions. It's a great feature. The tools tab, we're going to spend some time in the tools tab. There's a community because, as I said, you fill out your profile and you can get to know other members through their profiles and your profiles. So there's a community aspect to this, which is really, really cool. Something that if you go to school or any kind of like School of Rock or anything like that, you are going to, they're going to get you into communities with other students as well. That is not missed here. That's right here. The little tab for the teachers and the staff if you need to contact somebody. And there's some extras. They do monthly giveaways. There's different apps you can download everything on. You can put this whole thing on your mobile device as well and have access to a lot of the tools and everything that I'm going to show you in a minute, which are really handy. Things like the scale library and the chord namer and things like that. Very handy to have at your fingertips when you need to look something up real quick or you need some quick information. Right now they are running a big special for the holiday season here. And you can, if you go to jamplay.com, you can find out more about that. The better thing to do, though, is to go to jamplayholiday.lulombardimusic.com, and that's my affiliate link for them, and they are giving a percentage off over the holidays. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this, and I want to show you why this is such a powerful platform. And I'm just going to be able to touch on just a few things today, guys, because this is like trying to eat an elephant. There's so many things here. So I decided to start with the lessons and then talk a little bit about the tools as well. So let's get into the lessons here. The lessons are broken down into 4 phases, okay? There's phase 1 for beginners. Hello. So if you've got a beginner in your life, or you are a beginner, this is where you want to start. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Phase 2 is genres and skills. Phase 3 is songs, and phase 4 is songwriting. Okay. We're going to touch on the artist series, lick and riff library. They also have performances by some of the staff and some of the teachers and things like that. There's interviews with some famous guitar players, and occasionally there's some concerts as well. So a lot of cool stuff here. Let's get into phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's talk about phase 1 first. Phase 1 is the beginners. Okay, this is where you go. If you're just getting started and you need the basics. So I'm going to click on this one right here for Steve Uhlberg. He's a teacher here. And we're going to go ahead and it says go to series. Looks like there's 59 lessons in all. And in this lesson, Steve starts out with the basics of the acoustic and electric guitars, quickly gets you up and running with easy, fun exercises. Are exercises ever fun? I don't know, but I think Steve is going to make them fun. The types of courses here are introduction to the course. That's on everyone, by the way. Each course has an overview. If you are a beginner, watch them. If you were like me and you've been playing a long time, you're terribly impatient. I usually skip to the meat and potatoes stuff. So this also has meet the acoustic guitar, meet the classical guitar, meet the 12-string guitar, meet the electric guitar. Lesson 6, all about the strings. So these are very basic. This is the stuff for the very beginning type, entry-level type folks. However, I would imagine that even if you're playing a long time, and I find this out sometimes, I'll pop onto one of these beginner things and I'll pick up something that I didn't know, or something that I could improve on if I would have watched, would picked up on what the particular teacher's going for. So even if you are advanced, it sometimes pays to go back and take a little peek at the beginning stuff, because everybody's got a little different take on that. And what's great about JamPlay is that there isn't just one person teaching beginner. Okay. There are, I'm counting now. We've got Steve, we've got Jim, we've got Jessica, we've got Randall, we've got Eve, we've got Orville, we've got David, we've got Mark, we've got another David. We've got all kind of folks here teaching this, so you get it from different approaches. So say, you pull up Steve Uhlberg's beginning course, and you go, Steve, it's not doing it for me. Maybe you jump down to Jessica Barron, and then you go, oh, but Jessica, she's speaking my language. I'm getting it. So this gives you a lot of options. You could take lessons from a bunch of different teachers. Also, you could take lessons from all of them if you want, because like I said, every teacher brings something unique. Even when they're, you could go to 5 different teachers to learn the C chord, and you would learn the C chord. You would get something different from, even though they were just teaching to play a C chord, you would get something a little bit different from each teacher. So this is very comprehensive. Also, it keeps you from getting bored. You get a little tired of one teacher, you can pop over and get something out of the other teacher. Every one of the lessons has a tab for bass too. So it's bass players, you are not forgotten. You are involved, I promise. Phase 2 is really fun. This is more for us that are, advanced to intermediate to advanced. Again, there is a guitar tab and a bass tab, so you can pick what you want. You can also do this in 2 different ways. This is what's really interesting when you get to phase 2. You don't have to start with phase 1. I mean, if you're already playing and you feel like you got that stuff down, jump in wherever you like. If you get into something that's too advanced, just go back. super easy to do. And you don't have to spend a lot of time. You can figure out quickly where you want to be. In any case, with phase 2, you've got a couple of different things you can do. First, they have genre-based lessons. So if you go into phase 2, it defaults to genre-based, and that gives you can learn from rock, jazz, blues, fingerstyle, metal, bluegrass, classical, surf, funk. Oh, I would love to. I want to dig into some funk because I'm a huge rhythm guitar playing kind of person. I love when guys can do little neat inside voicings and stuff like that. So I definitely have to check that out. Reggae, gospel, acoustic rock. It's absolutely very, very comprehensive here. Now, what you can do if you go like, that's cool, but I'm interested in a specific skill. I'm intermediate or I'm beyond beginner, and I want to hone a few specific skills. Well, you can click over here on the right side of the screen. You can choose to click skill-based, and now the tabs, the lessons are speed and technique, helpers and tips, singing with guitar. I've been telling guys for years, sing along with what you play on the guitar. Very, very important. I'm so glad that they have that on here. Reading music, very, very important. I know it's not in vogue and it's not sexy, but learning to read music is very important. Lead, improvisation, 12-string, rhythm, ear training, something that like I think all of us could brush up on could be very, very helpful. So so you have these different skill building lessons in phase 2, along with exploring things with different genres. While we're talking about this, we should pop over to a lesson. Let's just, I haven't looked at this yet. I'm just going to hit speed and technique. And here is Chris Lipe. Chris is he's one of the main guys one of the main teachers here. I believe he may even be some sort of owner of the a site as well. But here's some warm-up techniques. So I'm just going to click on this to give you guys a little taste of what you just see. Come over, there's a player, looks like YouTube player, sort of. And you can vote up and down as well. There's supplemental things across the bottom. You can get the tabs. You can create your own notes. You can leave your own comments. You can ask the teacher a question. So for an online lesson program where everything is sort of where there's a lot of stuff that's pre-recorded videos and stuff like that, it gives you a lot of ability to interact. So let's go ahead and click on this.
Hello, this is Chris Lipe.
This is Chris Lipe.
JamPlay.com, and we are
just going to show you some warm-up techniques.
Phase 2.
Okay.
Some of this stuff, if you're a phase 1 follower of my lessons, or really any lessons, some of this stuff will work for you guys. But this content of this.
So I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit.
Hold all of your fingers on the frets so that each finger has...
Let me pause this real quick. One of the things JamPlay does very, very well is gives you multiple views of the guitar, the teacher's fingers, the picking hand, so you can pick up a lot without... So if you're like me, I get real impatient with tabs. Part of it is I'm a little bit older. I have a hard time seeing them. So it's easier for me to just look at somebody's fingers and check out what they're doing. So you could see here the interface is very, very cool. There's a lot of flexibility. There's a little on the left side of the screen is a little bio and stuff like that. On the right side of the screen, you can skip around through different aspects of the lesson and just kind of hit what you want. So you don't have to go through the whole thing. If you looked at 10 JamPlay lessons, okay, maybe you don't need to see the intro each time, right? Makes sense. So I want to, I didn't want to go that way. I want to do this, and I want to go back. We're going to go back. Let's go back. There we are. Okay. So that is just a quick look at that at what the lessons look like there. As you can see, that is the general layout of them. Phase 3 is when you get into playing some songs. This is very, very cool. So there are a crap ton of songs, a lot of different genres, rock. There's a 4th of July genre. That's okay, great. Lots of rock, country. There's working man blues. There is Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. There is, there's some metal here. I see Face to the Floor. Let's see here. You're Cheating Heart. There's another country, some folk. Lots of really there's some holiday stuff here. I see Joy to the World in Silent Night. I'm recording this a week before Christmas, so that's very timely. Now there isn't every song, I mean, that would be crazy, but there's a lot. Tush by ZZ Top. I see that here. A lot of Beatles stuff I'm seeing. Just gonna go through these really quickly. Instrumental rock, Spaghetti, okay, whatever that is. But so you can go through and you can click on a song, and the teacher will take you through and show you how. Here's Cowboys from Hell. Let's take a look at this real quick. We're going to learn to play Cowboys from Hell. So it starts out. And again, the camera angles are stupendous. You get a close-up view. You get a general view of the guy playing. You get a close-up, 2 different close-up views of the hands. One, which is very handy, which is above the neck, which is brilliant because it is so helpful. You could watch this video very easily and not even have to look at the tabs. Sweet, right? Absolutely sweet. So that is some of the stuff you can get out of lessons. They break it down. They go slow. They take it piece by piece. Like a song like that, it's very extensive, a lot going on. Phase 4 is lessons on songwriting. So these are different guys talking about songwriting, giving you different lessons, different exercises and things to get your songwriting together. The artist series. I want to talk about the artist series, okay? The artist series is got 2 different things going on, just like phase 2, where you could choose between skills and techniques, or you can go by genres. In the artist series lessons, you have different artists that teach you. You've got guys like Steve Stevens, Bumblefoot, Mike Keneally, guys like that. What you could also do, though, is you can learn in the style of. Now, it's not taught by Joe Satriani, but you can learn the style of Joe Satriani or Tom Morello or David Gilmour or Carlos Santana or Steve Vai. I see. Oh, is that Merle Travis that I just saw there? Oh, wow. I got to sit down because I love that sort of ragtime and chicken picking stuff. So, definitely I'm going to sit down with some of those lessons a little bit later on. I won't bore you guys with that. Now, Lick and Riff Library. So, if you're looking, guys like us who are a little bit more advanced, to play all the time, sometimes you're just looking for stuff to spice up what you're doing. You're like tired. You find yourself falling back on the same stuff all the time. Well, Chris and a bunch of the other guys on the platform here have created this Riff and Lick library where you can just go and you can pick up something quick and start working. Here is a bossa-inspired country lick. Okay, and we will go ahead and watch that. We'll go ahead and look at the camera angles. Again, you get great camera angles. You get straight onto the neck. You can see that there's another angle with the picking hand, and then there is this above the neck view, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And you can and you can very easily pick things up without stuff. But as you scroll down, there's the notation, there's the tab. So if that helps you, you need to do that. That helps you out. It's there. They've really thought of everything. There's a tab where you can discuss. You can post a comment, and the teachers are good about getting back to you and answering questions. Other students will chime in. Yeah, I was out wondering that too, or I was working on this last night and I found a better way to do it, or whatever. Awesome. It's like they've like thought of everything. It's pretty amazing. I'm not going to show you these, but there's performances, interviews, and concerts because I want to get over here to tools. We're going to wrap up with the tools. Now, the tools are broken down into several things. Some stuff I don't need to show you. Metronome, guitar tuner, bass tuner, right? We all know what those things are. So you've got a bass tuner, a guitar tuner, and a metronome right there built right in. So if you don't have a metronome or a tuner or whatever, there's one for you. You don't have to worry about it. But I want to talk about these things right here. I want to talk about the chord library, Scale Library, Jam Tracks, Chord Name. This Chord Namer is sweet, and the training game. So I'm going to go through these quickly because I can see we're already 20 minutes into this. I'm trying to keep this thing down, but this freaking JamPlay is just so massive. But let's talk real quick. The Chord Library is exactly what it sounds like, and you like it starts with A, and there's every A chord you can imagine, and you can select for different chord families. You can have your own chords. You can add a chord sheet. You can search chords. So if you want to say, how do I play C sharp diminished 7? Okay, you put that in there and it will pop it up for you, and you can it'll come right to you. I'm not going to get into that right now because I'm trying to get through this thing quickly, but they're very easy to read. Nice big for us older guys that don't see well. You can click on it and they just show you all the different voicings where you can play it all over the guitar. So, for example, this is a sharp 13 sharp 9 chord, and I clicked on it, and when you do that, it shows you all the different places to play it on the guitar. And some of you guys out there that are geniuses will go, there's not all the places, there's other chords. Well, you can add chords here yourself. There's a tab to do that. Scale Library. Let's talk about that. And this explains the scale too, with the whole, half, whole, half. And if you don't know what that is, go to JamPlay and get on, and you'll learn what that is. I can explain that to you guys later, if you want to know what that is. But there's all the major scales and all the modes, and they have different scale types. So there's the diatonic scales, which it starts off with here, the harmonic minor, the real melodic minor, shows you what they are. Pentatonics. We love our pentatonics, guys, don't we? We love them. We're guitar players. Blues. Symmetric. So symmetric scales are scales where you have a sort of finger pattern that ascends and descends up and down the neck, and they show and name those all those things for you. Chromatic, diminished, whole tone, fun stuff like that. And there's some exotic ones as well. These are let's just go ahead. Let's see here. Where is Jewish? Let me see. What do we got? Is this a Japanese scale? Let's take a look at that. Oh, Javanese. Sorry. And it explains you what the formula is. There's a video that you can play. It will explain the formula to you. And then it shows you how to play the Javanese all over the guitar. So it's insanely comprehensive. Crazy comprehensive. That's the Scale Library. Jam Tracks. I've been using elevated jam tracks and a bunch of channels like that on YouTube to do jam tracks. These are great as well. So here's one. Here's 70s type in D minor. Let's give it a listen and see what it sounds like here. There's a player that drops down. It explains what the scale is in. There's tab and chords, so you can follow right along. It's absolutely lickety split, easy to do. So let's go here. So we're gonna have a little sound. Starts out with a little drum thing. I picked this one because it's in D minor, which is the saddest chord of all time. I think this is called "Lick My Love Pump." Little Spinal Tap reference there. Let me go through it a little faster. So you can work out in D minor with this. There is they do give you the tab for the guitar, the backing guitar parts that are being played, which is really nice. That's a nice thing to have as well. Oh, speeding right through, back to tools. Those are the jam tracks. We don't need to talk about metronomes, guitar tuners, and bass tuners, but I want to show you guys the Chord Namer. This is really fun. Now, there's a thing to ask you to use the flash. Yes, we will use a flash player. Now, check this bad boy out. It's loading here. Okay, what it allows you to do is it shows you a picture of the neck, okay? And what you can do is Okay, so that chord is looks like it says E augment G or something like that. I just picked some random stuff and put it on there. And it will name the chord for you. So if you don't know what the chord is, it will help you out and give you the name of the chord. Let's try it. Let's try something very basic here. Let's see if it knows this. You know, you guys all know what this chord is. C major, right? And it shows that there are some other names for C major. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyways, it's a nifty little thing. If you're the kind of person who sits around and likes to press on the strings and come up with different chords and you don't know what they are, what the hell chord am I playing? This is so cool. Just go here and put it, just tap it into the flash player here, and it will tell you what in the hell it is you're playing. Awesome. Now, the last thing I want to talk about real quick are training games. So these are games that take you through to help you do things like, understanding, getting better at understanding reading notation, fretboard memorization, note identification. So some people like to work in that way. Some people enjoy that kind of feedback where they're like, it's a game. That's exactly what this is. So you get quizzed and you got to go back. No, messed that one up. Got to go back and try to get better and better and better and better and better at it. So this appeals to people who like to learn in different ways. So you've got the fretboard training games here. You have scale libraries, chord libraries, jam tracks, licks and riffs. You can learn styles from different artists. You can learn from different artists. You can start at the beginning and get beginner stuff. You can work on songwriting, ear training, all sorts of things. You can jump in wherever you like. And you know what happens, guys, right? Those of you who've been playing a while, sometimes just get bored. I want to do something different. I'm a metal guy, but wait a minute, there's some cool, bluegrass lessons here. What the hell is this bluegrass stuff? I'm gonna pick up some, So if you're going to a teacher, you might say to your teacher, "Hey, teach, can you show me some bluegrass stuff?" And he'll go like, "Man, I'm sorry, I don't really know any of that. Go to YouTube." Well, this allows you to pick a teacher who knows how to teach you bluegrass, and you can go, even if you don't want to become some bluegrass, genius, you want to learn a little bit just to expand your horizons, maybe work it into some of your, what you're already doing as a guitar player. That's just an example. There's so many different things you can do with this. And that is the basic overview. All I touched on, guys, were the lessons and the tools. That was really all this was, and it took me almost a half an hour just to go through that stuff. So that's just an overview. What I want to do in future videos is take some of these things apart and play them with you so you can see how you can learn from this stuff and how fun it can be, how interesting it can be. I also believe a lot of this stuff is very challenging as well. So if you are pretty advanced, it's a way for you to really take it to the next level. And I want to mention one more thing about this, because I did mention guitar teachers. The guitar teacher that you go to and sit in the studio with, or you take a Zoom lesson or Skype lesson or whatever, that one-on-one thing, that's never going to go away. There's always going to be a place for that. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody likes to do that. But there's always going to be a place for that. What I would suggest is, if you're watching this and you teach guitar, I would think this would be an awesome resource. This is kind of inspiring me to maybe want to start teaching lessons again, because this is such a great resource. You could never run out of things to help your students with. You could even have them go through the lessons, and you could work with them, and you could explore finer points, because they're going to have questions in the moment and things like that, that, not a real teacher, but a teacher that, they're dealing with, on a one-to-one basis, can get back to them with great feedback on. So if you're a teacher, you shouldn't look at this as competition. You could absolutely use this as a resource. Okay, I'm done. Check it out. Our link is jamplayholiday.loulombardimusic.com. Go down there. It helps us out, guys, and it helps you, because you get a great discount and you get this awesome program through the holidays. You can get it as a gift for somebody. It's got a tons of great resources. You've been listening to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. Ludini Rock and Roll Circus is our website. Tons of great podcasts there. And please check back often. We have all kind of fun stuff. I will be doing more of these, so I'm looking forward to it. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys all in the next Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. JamPlay Holiday.lulombardimusic.com. Pick it up.